As is the norm in NASCAR silly season and the NASCAR off season, the rumor mill is swirling. And at the moment, it's about Hailie Deegan. The rumor going on is that Hailie Deegan may be on the move, looking like she could race for ThorSport in 2023, and ThorSport could change back to Ford. So today, I'm going to ask a question. Will Hailie Deegan take the next step in 2023? Now, before we get started, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything coming from us over the off season in 2023. So far in the Truck Series, though, Hailie Deegan's career has definitely been one that's left a lot to be desired. Heading into the Truck Series, she had tons and tons and tons of hype behind her, but has seldom ever delivered on it. In 2021, her rookie season, in 22 starts, she never was close to victory lane or even a top 5. She got one top 10 on the year, finished 17th in points, and had a 21st place average finish with 3 DNFs. One of the big praises of Deegan was the fact that she actually kept a lot of care of her equipment. With 3 DNFs in those 22 starts, it meant she was running at the finish and running tons of laps basically every week. But that did not translate to 2022. The 23 starts she had in this past season, it was seldom better. She did have 2 top 10s, but at the same time, she was lower in points and average finish. Overall, this season, she seemed a lot slower than she did in 2021, even if that wasn't always the case. It just seemed like sometimes she was a little over her head. And in a lot of ways, that's shown by the amount of DNFs she had. Now, a lot of times she was caught up in other people's messes, but it was because she was running back where you would get into those messes. She had 7 DNFs in 23 starts, meaning that she went up 4 DNFs with an extra start. Not very good whatsoever. But there was one lone bright spot for a lot of people when it came to Hailie Deegan's 2022 campaign, and that was at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now, this has nothing to do with the Truck Series. What it has to do with is her one lone start in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. In number 07 Pristine Auction Ford, she ran admirably. Early in the day, she was a top 20 driver. As the day went on, she got to be about a top 15 driver. And when the day finished out, she was 13th position. A great debut for somebody who many was almost labeling a bust at this point because of how her Truck Series career has gone. And what it shows is that with decent equipment, Deegan can still race with people. She even was quoted over the radio talking about how she was so impressed with the room she was given, even with tough, close racing. The fact that she was able to make moves and race people and not just be on the defensive, but be on the offensive during a race. That, in my opinion, leaves a lot of hope to be desired for the future of Deegan's career. And I think it really does help spawn the question many have that I have in this video of, will Deegan take the next step in 2023? Now, when you look at the equipment she had in the Truck Series, the DGR equipment could be in a lot of ways deducted to leave a lot to be desired. It's not the best Truck Series team out there, and it's pretty clear that she was not in the best situation overall. It just hasn't seemed like she was a good fit for that team, and the results in a lot of ways bear fruit to this. But here's one really good thing for Deegan and something that's on her side, and it is age. She is a very young driver. Heading into 2023, she's only going to be 21 years old. She'll be 22 by the end of the season. That is plenty young enough to have time to develop as a race car driver. A lot of people forget because they see phenoms like Kyle Busch or Joey Logano go out there as a teenager and dominate and do well, and they think that every driver can. And that's just not the case. Hailie Deegan is not the next generational talent like a Jimmy Johnson, a Kyle Busch, a Jeff Gordon, a Dale Earnhardt, and it's unfair to put her to that standard. But I think she's a very capable race car driver. And with this youth, she can be very malleable. Her driving can change. The different habits she has can still be tweaked, unlike an older driver who can be more set in their ways. So in that respect, I do think that there's a lot of optimism to be had with her future because her future is big and bright at this point still. Like I said, her lone Xfinity start showed an admirable performance and showed that when she is given the amount of time to actually race and learn the cars and not be taken out in somebody else's mess, she can race with some of the best of them. When she was racing in that car, it was more of an SHR prepared car. It was definitely one that was better than what she's been racing in the Truck Series. And because of that, it was shown that she outraced people in similar equipment as her. That's no small feat, even if SHR equipment isn't what it used to be. So it shows that she has that talent to move up when she has the ability to learn quicker. Something else that's really on her side because of how young she is the fact she has plenty of manufacturer and sponsor support. For instance, Monster Energy and Pristine Auction seem to be two sponsors, as well as Craftsman for that matter, that have been really supportive of her. Monster has been especially supportive and almost as just her brand at this point, the way she's been moving up. The same way it has, for instance, with Ty Gibbs. And with her popularity, I think it's going to be pretty much ensured in the lower series that she'll be able to get sponsorship. Even with the question mark still in the air about where she'll drive next year, I guarantee when she signs with the truck team, that probably 15 of the races will already be good to go sponsorship-wise from the get-go. And she's a Ford-backed driver, and Ford seems to be 100% into pushing her development as a driver through the different lower-tier series. So with manufacturer support, with sponsorship support, it should open up the ability to get rides. Not to mention with a racing family name, she's going to be able to get in just through connections alone as well. She's going to have more opportunities, and with more opportunities, it offers the, opportunity to continue to take steps in development. Now, the rumor has been, like we talked about, Christian Eckes moving out of the 98 ThorSport truck and the 98 team, as ThorSport would be in general, maybe switching to Ford. And when you look at how Eckes did in the last two seasons, it's a much better ride than Deegan has probably ever had. For instance, in 2021, in a part-time schedule with 10 starts, he got a win at Las Vegas, 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s, and a 13th place average finish. Last year in 23 starts, well, he didn't get a win, but he got 8 top 5s and 15 top 10s, and was in the running for wins a lot. That is a winning caliber team and truck. And he led 103 laps, finished 8th in points, so he made the Truck Series playoffs and got just under an 11th place average finish on the season and only got 2 DNFs. Again, if Deegan's able to replicate the DNFs part and stay out there longer, I'm not saying she'll be a playoff caliber driver or a championship driver, but I wouldn't be surprised if she has 1 or 2 races where she pops up and is a top 5 contender during a race. Now, what exactly needs work? Well, I think there's 3 things in the Truck Series she can do and her team can do to help her improve. Starting off situationally, she needs a better team and car and strategy behind her. Better, faster cars can help the situational calls be easier so that she can have strategic calls, for instance, a 2-tire stop to get to the front, instead of running 20th and a 2-tire stop, only meaning that she'll be up front in the top maybe 10 to 8 and then fall back on the restart. She needs the chance to actually race up there. Top of that, she got to stay out of trouble. I know she's been caught up in other people's messes before, but a lot of times it's avoidable and more veteran drivers avoid it. Deegan has to do that to improve. And then this one's going to sound like a bit of a pie-in-the-sky dream, especially seeing how she's struggling to get a truck ride, but I think she needs to be in more Xfinity races. Racing higher caliber competition, similar to the way that Cup drivers would come down to lower series, would help younger drivers in those series. She needs to do that with the Xfinity series. Race against guys like Justin Allgaier, like AJ Allmendinger when he comes down, like Cole Custer. These guys are better caliber than the Truck Series drivers, and racing against them will improve her racing as well. That's my thoughts on it. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Hailie Deegan will take the next step in 2023? Why or why not? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content throughout the off season. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support, and until next time, have a good one.